Well, hey there everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Fox 10 News meteorologist Jennifer Lambers, and in today's edition of Next Weather, I want to go ahead and talk about the big weather story that we're going to be experiencing over the next few days. Just last week, we had that unsettled pattern where we had rain chances in the forecast every single day. Some days were higher, some days were lower, and it even continued into the weekend and even into today. But after your Monday, those changes are really going to be on the way, because the rain chances, those are going to be going down and the temperatures will be going up significantly. So let's go ahead, dive deeper into our forecast and talk about what I'm tracking out there. And first off, we do have that upper level low that's going to be creating just some of that counterclockwise rotation over really the mid-south there. You can start to see some of that wrapping around from near Jacksonville to Charleston up towards Charlotte. And then once it gets closer towards Kentucky and Tennessee, it's starting to make that little wrap, and then those winds coming back down just on the west side of Memphis. Here locally, what we're starting to see is that southern pole. So those winds are still out of the south. It's bringing in more of that Gulf moisture out there, and we'll only continue to see more of that heading into the rest of today. Winds even a little breezy closer towards our coastal spots. But looking in closer, there's some of those spotty showers out there that we were anticipating for today. Just seeing some of those for northern Clark County up near Bruton and moving into Evergreen. Some additional showers on the Florida Panhandle, and some also moving into Dauphin Island. We will have that 40% chance of showers heading into the remainder of today. Timing things out in our futurecast, very similar look to what we're seeing out there currently. So we'll only see more of that rain coverage continuing heading into the rest of today. So you might see some of those impacts for sports practices or games, higher chances for Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties. So the majority of Mobile Baldwin might even just stay quiet heading into the remainder of this afternoon. Looking good for any of those evening plans. Now also heading into tonight, we have a full moon. You might have noticed it last night. We were driving around and the moon was looking stunning out there. It will reach that full moon status heading into tonight. It's going to be titled the flower moon just because of our May blooms that we expect here. Again, April showers bring May flowers, so it's going to be perfect for the flower moon heading into tonight. That moonrise will be around 8 p.m. this evening, and it'll set tomorrow just a little bit after 6 a.m. So in case you do capture this beautiful, stunning moon that we're expecting tonight, go ahead, snap a picture. You can submit that at fox10tv.com or by downloading the Fox 10 weather app. Now later on for today, very nice, pleasant look closer towards our local beaches. Now it's still a little cloudy out there, more clouds in comparison to those blue skies. It's not stopping all those folks from getting out there and enjoying it. Waves are still a little rough right along the immediate coastline. Those temperatures resting in the upper 70s, but due to that higher dew point, the feels like temperature straying away just a bit. Those winds sustained closer towards 15 miles per hour out of the southwest. Again, it's a little more breezy closer towards our coastal spots. Temperatures all across the Gulf Coast, noticing some isolated 80s along the Florida Panhandle. Everywhere else seeing those mid to upper 70s. But over the next few hours, really those temperatures will continue to max out mid to upper 70s, starting to dip down to the upper 60s later on for tonight. But here is the big story, our afternoon high temperatures. We are going to be maxing out, but really we're going to be flirting with the 90s once we get closer towards Thursday. On average, we should be in the mid 80s. So we're below it for today. Getting closer towards Tuesday and Wednesday, we're nearing where we should be this time of year. Our morning temperatures are also around what we should be seeing for this point in May, starting off in the lower to mid 60s. But then we are going to be quickly bypassing that. We are instead going to be warming up to well above average, right around 90 degrees, but we will definitely see some of those warmer temperatures once we make it towards the weekend. So do keep in mind that we are going to continue to see more of these warm, toasty, above average temperatures out there. That's only going to continue by the time that we get closer towards really Thursday, Friday, and even into the weekend. But I did want to talk a little bit just further long range. This is going to be our Friday forecast and what we're looking at for some of those temperatures. And I mean, look at that. We could see some of those mid 80s, but lower to mid 90s for our inland spots. Still expecting some of that humidity to be a little higher out there too. And so that will also be impacting our forecast if we do start to see some of that higher humidity just beginning to stick around. I was going to go ahead and look at the 5-day muggy meter just to see what our dew points will be looking like. And unfortunately, those lower to mid 70s are not going to be helping us. So although we're maxing out lower to mid 90s, the heat index values, those are only going to continue to go up. So because of those feels like temperatures, it's going to really be much more significant, something that we talk about a little bit more once we get closer towards the weekend. So just make sure that you are taking that into account as we do get closer towards Friday and Saturday for any of those outdoor plans that you might be having. I was looking at this heat index again, still feeling like the mid 90s Thursday and Friday, despite our temperatures only maxing out in the upper 80s and the lower 90s. So that'll be something that you really start to notice by Thursday and Friday when we go from feeling nice today to feeling much more toasty. And even looking ahead, I want to go ahead and show the Climate Prediction Center their forecast, and not really seeing much relief by that point. Over really May 20th to May 26th is going to be day 8 to 14. This is working in probabilities. So you start to see that color chart at the top right there. Cooler than normal, warmer than normal. The darker the colors, the higher chances. So we are falling into that warmer than normal category, just saying that once we make it towards the end of May, there's a decent chance that our temperatures will continue to stay above the mid 80s. Summertime is on its way here on the Gulf Coast, so the best that we can do is just to be ready for it, be prepared, have that AC ready to go, make sure that it is serviced and ready for the season ahead of us, as these warmer temperatures are on the way. It's going to be feeling toasty across the Gulf Coast. So those weekend plans, it's going to be warm, but also it's going to be dry. So in case you've been needing to do anything outdoors, I've been wanting to stain my deck, but I need that really long stretch of dry weather. This is going to be the time to do it. Just make sure that you're getting some of those things outdoors done earlier in the day or later in the evening, especially by the time we get closer towards the weekend when we are going to be dealing with some of those warmer temperatures. Now, thank you for joining us on today's edition of Next Weather. We will continue to keep you updated, and really looking ahead, what we're going to be doing is talking about hurricane season, especially June 1st, right around the corner. We're also gearing up for our hurricane special here at Fox 10, bringing you some timely topics. So we'll continue to focus more on those. As always, if you have any questions, anything you want us specifically to focus on for these editions of Next Weather, any questions you want our team of meteorologists to answer, you can go ahead, email our team here at Fox 10. You can message us on Facebook. We'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. But wishing everyone a wonderful Monday. Meteorologist Nicholas Urbosa will have your forecast details on Fox 10 Live at 3 o'clock, plus also Fox 10 News at 4, and then Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith later on tonight at 5, 9, and 10 p.m. But again, have a wonderful Monday and rest of your week.